Phenomena. Phenomena. Phenomena.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Don't Be So Brewed. Yeah.
Nice, in unison.
I already prematurely opened mine, so this beer's for Zool. Don't Be So Brewed, of course, as you guys know, is brought to you by Red Light Media, Etchus, and the Specific Chiropractic Centers Richardson. You know, with our hashtag cheap plug.
Cheap plug.
Don't Be So Brewed, of course, is the, as Scott has so cleverly named it, the best new podcast of 2019. And bad news this week, Scott.
What's that? Did we slip?
We slipped. We dropped down to the 296th most popular podcast in the world. Statistically proven, of course. Everyone knows that we would never...
How is that possible? Especially, we just had Angie on. She was...
I know.
Hilarious. Nothing.
I think just some other people probably came out with something, you know.
I think it's the Facebook bug.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it is.
Is that what happened?
No, Zim had that bullshit story, that's why.
That's exactly why.
Dead weight.
His stories are about as good as Walmart toilet paper. Like, the stuff that's in their bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that stuff that you can see through. You need, like, 8 layers of it just to get started.
Oh, yeah.
Can't all use our hands like you do up in Tulsa.
Oh, my God. See? That's as cheap
There
as
we
it
go.
can get.
There we go. Already starting on
Yet
Tulsa.
he expects Oklahoma to carry this sumbitch. I mean, let's just be honest.
I mean, you are a content generator.
You better be careful with that stuff, too, man. My mom about crucified you on Facebook.
Actually, I might have a story.
Do you have a story?
Yeah.
I mean, I know my mom's a listener. Shout out to my mom. She's
Hi,
been
Mama.
listening. She actually left us our first rating on Facebook, by the way. Thank you. Shout out to moms.
But you gotta love your mom.
Yeah, man. She thinks I'm hilarious. She created me. Of course, she has to. It's not like she has a
I mean,
joke.
she knows you're a joke. I mean, she knows you're funny.
She knows I'm funny. Looking. I know. Listen, I steer right into that. I got no problem with that. So let's just also make sure that we know, because Scott likes to make sure, if this is your first time joining us, welcome. We're so glad that you came here. Whoever sent you, buy him a beer, buy him a shot. You know, give him a kiss, give him a hug,
Or just give him
whatever
some
it
money.
is. Don't grope him. That's too far.
Yeah, don't get creepy.
Let's have limits. Let's have some limits here. And if you're
It's only bad if it's not wanted.
I mean, yeah, but
Well,
that's where
there
you
is
get in
that.
trouble. We're in a day and age where you got to be careful with that, all right? There's going to be some case thrown out on you for something like that. So, hopefully, if we're lucky here, Scott might have a story. But if you're someone who's coming back to listen to us or to watch us on YouTube, thank you so much to our, however many fans we have. That is something that I want to do. I want to pull up our list at some point of all the... We're basically global. We are worldwide. We have listeners in Japan.
We're kind of like Pitbull.
Yeah. We're Misters Worldwide.
Misters Worldwide.
Oh, my gosh. Listen, guys, this is going to be a very special podcast. You know why? Because it's just the bromance and Zool tonight. It's just us.
We haven't seen each other in like a week.
I know.
It's like complete withdrawal.
It's been so long. And we're doing this on a different night than we normally do. Like, they have no idea what's going on, but we're changing everything up.
To you, it's just Wednesday night. To us, it's April Fool's Day with a couple of fools.
That's right. Speaking of April Fools, we can actually just kick it off with that. That way I can let your brain kick around this story because everyone knows Scott's stories.
Drop the ratings.
I'm still going to pull one out of him. He doesn't realize it yet, but it's going to happen.
Oh, is it? Bring it. I'm so ready.
Bring it.
So, April Fools. This is one of those times. I saw some people asking about this. Do you think it's like a necessity when you're a brand to create some sort of April Fools, like bacon, essential oil, or, that's Young Living's one. That's the one that goes around all the time.
But that's true, isn't it?
We're pregnant. No, that's not necessary. I mean, you could consider it that. To us, it probably would be. To the oiliest, it would not.
I don't know. I mean, what I get a kick out of is the people that fall for it. I've had a couple of friends today that were like, "Oh, I can't believe this. This is horrible." And they're like, "It's an April Fool's joke."
And people just forget. I get it. That's people,
They just walk right into it.
Fake pregnancy announcements. We're pregnant.
It's like my New Year. Even my wife today, she's like, "Wow, can you believe the laser company is doing 50% off on it?" I'm like, "It's an April Fool's joke." I was on the phone, and she's like, "Look at this." And I'm like, "It's an April Fool's joke."
You're like, "That's a joke, sweetheart. But I love you."
And we'll take two.
I thought about doing something too. It was an idea that I had in my head of like making something that would technically be true but not a joke, of like something to promote the business. Obviously, as a business owner, I'm like, how do I steer into the skid of this? Of a lot of people throw out stuff that's ridiculous, and I know some other companies that do that. I got emails all day today. This deal is no joke. It's not a joke. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And actually, I was going to save this story, but there's a topic I'd like to get into with potentially some people that might have a.
You know what you should have done?
What?
You know what would have been funny?
What?
Some sort of shake weight treatment. Right? Like, we're all out of pillows, and we've got a new treatment method that involves the shake weight.
Okay.
And you could have had everybody sign up. It would have been pretty
Yeah,
intense.
but we have to, like, strap it to your forehead like a unicorn, and you...
Hang on a second. Strap it to your forehead like a unicorn. So it's like hanging off here and banging you in the head.
Yeah, that was a great visual.
Exactly. You're welcome. For all of our watchers on YouTube, they're like, oh, yeah.
Dr. Unicorn.
So I had a good friend of mine. We won't drop his name for sake of what we're about to talk about, because I didn't even warn you about this.
Man.
Text me today, and he was talking to me about something else, and he goes, hey, man, so I got a vasectomy today.
Okay.
And then I was like, I sent him, of course, like a GIF, and I was like,
what do you get? What is the vasectomy gift?
no, not a gift.
Oh, a gift.
GIF.
Oh, got it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let me send him a gift. I'm sorry, your balls are now broken. Here's a gift. I sent him some frozen.
I guess you don't.
Frozen peas, yeah, right?
I guess you don't need a condom.
Yeah,
you know?
I sent him some frozen peas, and then literally so I could show you. So I got a vasectomy today. And I'm like,
So that's
he
a
goes,
weird gift.
think it's an April Fool's. And honestly, I didn't even think anything about that till he mentioned it. And I was like, well, it's hard to know with you. And then I said, don't send me a picture of your balls, by the way, because I don't need some proof picture of like, well, here, I'll show you the incision scar.
Look at my grapefruits.
And he did send me a picture with, some ice on his burls. So I'm just curious.
It's shrinkage, Jerry. It's shrinkage.
Nothing like a good Seinfeld reference. I think our audience would love that. Our target would like that.
So
what's your opinion on vasectomy, Scott?
I got one.
You got one?
Hell yeah, man.
I thought so. I had an opinion. You got one too?
What?
Damn, I'm at a table full of useless wieners.
Oh, no, it still works. I'm just shooting blanks.
It works great.
Okay, I mean, yes, technically. The corn dog still functions. It's just no mustard.
Yeah.
No, it's like there's mustard. There's just,
Our poor executive producers over here like, oh my gosh, what are they talking about?
I'll tell you what.
just when you're really done having children, that's the time you do it.
Well.
That's it. Trust me, it hurts a lot more to put everything back together, from what I understand, than it does to cut it apart.
And
to try to reverse it?
You got to reverse it.
A friend of ours had one reversed.
Why in the hell would he do
Both
that?
those
Because his young wife wanted a child. And I completely understand.
Go rent one. Have it for the weekend. Send it
I'd have
back.
been like, no, I haven't had a vasectomy. I'll help you out. No problem.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're new and you're like, who's that third voice? I only see two people if you're watching on the video. On here, you have no idea. But that is our
Producer,
Zool. Zool, as he is aptly named. The man behind the curtain.
Which, if you're not watching the video, we all just sound like three different people that are here.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're just like, you're not confused at all. But just to clear that up for you guys, that everyone was already super clear about that.
You know where the voice from above is coming from.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I got in touch with your aunt.
So you did get in touch with my aunt.
I did get in touch with your aunt.
Okay. See, now I'm going to have to produce a story.
Yeah.
I do have one about him, but it's kind of Scott style. It's pretty damn lame.
So here's what we're going to do. Like, do you want to guess what the story is that she told me, or do you want me to ask you to tell you?
Does it have something to do with a curling iron?
No.
Okay.
And we're not volunteering any information.
Then exactly.
but it does involve fire.
Zool is my representative is saying we are not making any statements.
No, we're not making any statements at this point.
Involving fire.
Yeah. Like maybe catching the carpet on fire. You want me to read this one out?
Yeah, I was about to say read it out because I was a destructive little shit. So Lord knows. Lord knows.
All right, it goes something like this.
Oh, God. He's got like a full effing paragraph over here from my aunt.
Brandon and my brother-in-law are the same age. My husband and I were at his parents' house and had Brandon with us.
Yeah.
He's coming back now.
Would you like to
Jared.
continue from here?
Yeah, keep going. This is a good story.
He and Jared's the brother-in-law, were playing in his room.
Yeah, we were playing Nintendo 64.
Jared had this halogen light. They had a hockey mask that they thought would glow in the dark. They put the mask on top of the light to heat it up. Well, the mask caught on fire and they panicked. They knocked the light over and caught the carpet on fire. They were probably 12 or 13 years old, and the burnt carpet was finally replaced a few years ago.
I don't remember that part. That's why I was like, burnt carpet. I never did that on purpose.
13 and it left it that long?
Well, that's right. I mean, that's at least 10 to 15 years.
Yeah,
So here's what happened.
Oklahoma time.
exactly.
So the olders are probably hanging out drinking who knows doing what, and we're back playing Nintendo 64, something wrestling, WWE, you know. I'm Sting, of course. And I had this Jason mask that glows in the dark. So literally...
You know, you don't have to put the light directly on it. You know, just
Yeah, but as
in a proximity would work.
Of course, but I'm yelling in a dumbass. So I think as close as I can get it to the light, the
That's
stronger that will
rhetorical.
be.
Redundant, by the way.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're like,
Now he's older.
now I'm
but
much
just older.
Now I'm much smarter. I would never do such dumb things.
Now he's just an ass. He's not dumb anymore.
Precisely. Just the second part. So they had one of the lamps. You probably all had one of these. It was the metal one.
Yeah,
It
the
had the
pole
little
lamp.
dome at the top, and you could spin the thing, and it could turn up and down in intensity. It had like a little knob.
Yeah, pole lamp.
Yeah, and just set it on top. Went about playing our video game, like not thinking about, of course. My attention span's about this quick, so I'm like a goldfish. Yeah, I'm like, and I'm doing this, and then all of a sudden it's on to the next thing. So we're just sitting there playing video games, and all of a sudden they come running in from what I remember. This is how I remember it, is they come running in because there's smoke coming into the house up top, and we're just like...
Melting
sitting,
plastic, no less.
and, just sitting here not like, what's that smell? I have no idea. Just sitting here playing this video game. And they're like, they come running in like, what the hell? And I look, and the mass, the center of it is just completely melted, burned out. Uh-oh. Oh. Sorry, my mom's trying to call me. I really feel like I should answer just to make it more fun, but it's the wrong time, Mom.
It's almost like she was watching.
That's a different mom. I have 2 moms, fun fact. Actually, I have 3 moms if I include my mother-in-law. Got a lot of moms in my life. Too many.
And then there's that one that you married. You made a mom, so.
True. Another mom.
The mom maker.
That's right.
You're the mom maker.
I mean, he hasn't had his vasectomy yet, so
No, I don't have to have one of those yet. We still want to have some more kids.
that's
I
good.
still got plenty of uses for this still.
Oh, you can still use it. You just don't, sprout.
You just don't reproduce wherever you plant.
Listen, you don't have to keep it clean. You could just let it out. I'm trying to figure out what he's trying to say.
And kids
We're not talking about
kids are going to
peckers
sit there
and
and
letting
rape your bank account. That's what it is. Because, they don't come off the payroll that quick. Mm-mm. They do not.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, 18. I'm like, listen,
My
I've still had moments where I'm like, hey, I need your help.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm going to openly admit it. So it's like, it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, that doesn't happen the way that you expect it to happen.
So
you're a kid.
So I'll tell you. So when I had mine, we were down in Austin, and the urology center that I went to, the doctor's name, no bullshit, was Dr. Richard Chop.
Dick Chop.
Okay,
Shut up.
Dick chop.
I shit you not.
He had to be.
I shit you not. You look it up. He's out there. So I go in, and I make the appointment, and they're like, "What doctor would you like to see?" I'm like, "Well, what are my options?" All right. So it was Dick Chop, and the other guy was Dr. Yang, it was Dr. Wang, and I'm like, I'll go with Wang.
I'll go with the Wang.
Because chop, I mean, that's pretty serious. I just need a snip. I don't need
No chopping.
no chopping.
You don't need to be Lorena Bobbitt.
Exactly. But I mean, it was kind of interesting because when you go in, they're like, "Are you sure you don't want to have any more children. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm good. But they like really harped on it for like, if you want a couple of minutes to think about it. Or
they put the full court press.
Really,
it's full court press.
I'm sure makes sense, you know.
And the beauty of it is, if you've been considering it or haven't done it, it's like an insurance copay. They're happy to do it. You know, the $25 is way cheaper than paying for
and so
delivery.
This is going to sound funny, but do they put you down? Do they like make you loopy? Like, what's that process like?
No.
You ever hear the term numbnuts?
They just numb up the old sack, eh?
Yeah. And they when you get that first shot in a crank.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's a religious experience.
It's an experience. No, it's not that. It's not that.
No, that's the wrong one.
It's look away.
Yeah.
Do they like tape it up? Like,
no, they just kind of.
No, I'm talking about your junk, like your corn dog. Do they get it out of the way?
No, they just put one of those little sheets up in there, cut a slit in it, pull the boys out, and then just.
Well, they're not really pulling the boys out. They're just pulling the line that goes to the boys.
Yeah.
And they snip it and cauterize it, and they put it back in. Yeah. So what I could tell you,
actually, titanium clips is what I got on mine. So.
Got titanium sack.
That was a TSA request.
Oh yeah.
It's like, how would you like this cut off? You got to eat titanium.
How do you split? You know, keep them from getting back together.
That's even better than Superman. That's like beyond balls of steel. That's balls of titanium.
Titanium.
Just don't watch any YouTube videos on it before you go in.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I wouldn't. I mean, I already know too much about that area anyway. I already know they're taking out, removing your vas deferens, tying that up, cauterizing it off. Yep. I know what they're doing. I had to learn all about that stuff. Actually, fun fact about that, because when you go to chiropractic school in our second trimester, you have to dissect a body. It's part of our anatomy and physiology for learning. So people donate their bodies to science, and we dissect them so that we can learn.
Dead people.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we can learn anatomy and all this stuff. To be honest, it was probably one of the classes I was just most freaked out about, because I'm like, I never seen no damn dead body other than like somebody at a funeral, and like I'm going to be cutting this person open and like doing all this stuff. And so I remember talking to my dad about it. My dad's also a chiropractor, been through chiropractic school, and he was like, listen, it looks fake. It looks like a movie prop, like the way that they have them set up. And he was totally right. Like, it doesn't even look like a person. Like, you could see that, but you can like move yourself past that. The biggest issue is actually the hands don't change a lot. The hands stay pretty much like they are. They don't change at all. The lady that we got, she had pink fingernails still, so it was just like, it's kind of weird. It gets you. But so in try 2 and try 3, you have you start whenever you basically they're in this thing and you push down on levers on both ends and it raises them up, and they're covered in a towel or like a sheet. You unwrap them and you're working on their back first. So we're like taking the layers off, taking the muscles off so we can see everything, because we basically dissect, and then they eventually test us on this stuff of like, they stick a pin in it and you got to say what that is. And then eventually we flip them over. You've got to like do all the stuff in the face and the neck. You've got to cut the head open, look at the brain, do all that stuff. And then in the third trimester, sorry, we got a re-beer. Got a re-beer all Zimmy over here. In the third trimester, you start in the organs in the lower half of the body. Well, I only missed one lab ever, and that was when we got to the point where you were going to cut the lower half in 2 complete halves. So if you had a female, that was what you got, and if you had a guy, that was what you got, and you had to cut it in 2 equal halves, right down the middle, like saw and everything.
Like a cucumber.
Yep, and I had done a lot of things in that class, and I wasn't doing that. I just was not doing that. I'm like...
That's like one of those things that'll scar you, like, for life.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you never look at a corn dog the same way.
There's...
where is that?
Body fat looks exactly like scrambled eggs. So for a while, you can... I mean, if you're one of those people that's just like, I don't give a shit, and then don't, but you look at fat, and then you look at scrambled eggs, and you're like, that looks like the same damn thing.
I think I'll take that one poached.
It's literally just scrambled eggs. Mussels look like mussels. It looks like roast beef. You're just like, oh, looks like roast beef for a sandwich right there. You just cut the
I'm
whole
getting
thing
hungry.
Oh, oh my gosh, you just look at that. And I was like, I remember. Luckily, my excuse was,
man, I'm hungry. When is this lab going to be over? I didn't even get a roast beef sandwich.
A Reuben sounds good right now.
Luckily, my excuse was
eggs and bacon, essential oils.
No. Luckily, my excuse was it was my mother-in-law's birthday, and it was. And I was like, no, I'm not going to be able to be there, guys. Because you have a team of like 6 people that you're with. Like, that's your group that you go in there with. And one of the girls, she did not want to like get in there and do anything. So somebody has to hold the book so we know what we're identifying and working on. And so she was the book holder. My friend Casey and I were the ones that like will get in there. Some other people
it's
like,
hey,
on
Dexter,
occasion.
are you done over there?
Yeah, it's like on occasion they'll get in there and they'll do something. I'll tell you, the one thing that saves you when you're in something like that, not that people are going to be like, oh, that's a great tip, thanks. But they have a tub of Vicks Vapor Rub every day. You just go in there and you
right
just
across
a
the
glob right underneath your nose, and you never smell that. Because that room, oh my gosh, it's just chemical rankness in there that you just, if you don't have that, because you're, scrubs and coat and a face guard and glasses and the whole damn thing. But it's one of those things. Yeah. I don't think I would forget something about severing someone's lower half in half. So I was like, no, I'm good. I'm not going to that.
Not going to do that one.
Like, I'll just eat my pickles whole from now on. We're not slicing anything.
Yeah, I'm good. So, and we kind of just, how this thing goes. We went totally from a story of Scott talking about me damn near burning the house down to vasectomies
and cutting open dead people.
Yeah. And so,
this is great.
Just as a beautiful segue, because you and I actually talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to bring it up when we had Angie on the podcast, but we just didn't get to it. There's been some debate on the internets. So I would love...
Not on the internet.
How many?
Internet does not... There's no debate.
How many internets are there?
There's quite a few.
Okay.
So I talked to you about this a little bit. I'd love to know Zul's opinion too. So there was a legitimate debate about who would win in a fight. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or 3 Mark Zuckerbergs.
I don't know, man.
I'm going with The Rock.
See, so
three though. I mean, this guy's got.
Hey, man, if you had 30, have you seen the movie Walking Tall? I mean, he just whack him with the 2x4.
That's a movie.
And that's yeah, but he's a.
This is a hypothetical situation. What's the difference?
He played football legitimately in real life, and that guy.
Well, I know what he looks
with
like.
him. I think that the thing that's missing is you need to be like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with a broomstick. And 3 Mark Zuckerbergs with machetes.
Something like that.
That I think
not the
balances it out
I'd
a
still
little
take
bit.
The Rock.
I would
with a broomstick,
with or without.
Wow.
So whether he has a weapon or not, you would take The Rock.
Man. I mean, I think The Rock would knock out the first Zuckerberg, take the machete, and slice all 3 of them up. I'm not a.
Yeah, but what if Zuckerberg studied like how to cut an Achilles, and he just slips your move and slices one of them, and then he's like, "Well,
and then you're done."
I've incapacitated one leg. Good luck using that.
I don't think he's that good.
Doesn't have to be good. He has to be smart. Listen, I'm still on the side of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson too. I think he would crush that guy.
I mean, you saw him in front of Congress. I mean, he was all right, but he ain't gonna go slashing Achilles or anything like that.
They didn't look like a slasher to me.
Yeah, but if your life depends on it, like, hey, in 3 weeks you're going to fight Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, how you going to prepare?
It's like you got to cut this dead guy's pecker in half, or you got to go against The Rock. I mean, it's just like,
hey, hold that guy's hill.
What do you do? It's like, oh shit, I guess I'll fight The Rock and get my butt kicked. Even with my clones.
So, are there any other? Like, I was trying to think of some like other ones of like who could you put up against one another and be like, oh, who would win in this? Is there any?
I always thought it'd be funny to settle political debates that way. Well, what if all your, council people and congressmen and women and representatives in the Senate and even for the presidential election, shouldn't
those candy ass fuckers? Are you
that's right. I know, but wouldn't it be fun? Like,
now
it would change.
People really upset.
It would like just change the landscape, right? Like, you've got to win in a fight. Like the Philippines has like Manny Pacquiao, right? Like, that's kind of cool, Like the leader of your company could kick the crap out of pretty much anyone they throw in the ring.
That would be funny. Of like,
which means, hang on though. Which means we might end up with like Floyd Mayweather as president, but just like the guy in there now, like a little crazy. So who's really going to mess with you?
No, see, I've got an amendment to your idea. I think the better idea
look
is
at
who
Putin.
can get the better fighter to represent them as I'm this representative.
No,
and
it's gotta be the guy.
No, it's got to be the guy. Dude.
Like if
But
Floyd
Floyd
check it out,
Mayweather's
though.
dumbass who can't read, which, by the way, if we're talking like a legitimate fight, he's not winning. The only thing he wins in is running away from people and punching them
All
in
right.
the face.
Yeah. We all know this.
So here we go, right? You take Putin, right? Russia puts Putin in the ring. Who do you put in the ring against Putin?
Someone from the UFC is who I'm putting in there with Putin.
But that you'd be okay with leading the country as well.
That's what I'm saying is in order to make it right, I, being whoever I am, let's just say Donald Trump, because he is our president, goes, I'm running for president, and as my physical representative,
Am I champion?
That's too political.
as
I
my
want like the
champion,
guy.
He's got to do it.
I will bring out John Jones, and you're like,
No,
we're all fucked.
but check this out, right? Like if the Philippines and Russia go to war, and now like, all right, we're gonna sell as like men,
Yeah.
and they put
King against
Pacquiao and
king.
Putin in the ring, then you got something.
It's king against king,
So
man.
it's like-
Come on.
Yeah, but then what do you do when we eventually have a female and you have some bullshit like that?
Then you put her in the ring.
She better be a mean
gosh.
bitch. That's all. I'm
Dude,
saying.
equal opportunity.
You know what?
Okay.
Catch her in that time of the month and send her in there.
I'll tell you what. There's some women I would not want to get in the ring with. I mean,
Telling you.
Example.
example, my wife.
True. You're correct. I mean, listen.
Yeah,
I
I
could
mean,
just
look.
imagine.
I mean, there's plenty of people like that I wouldn't want to get in the ring with.
I think you bring up a
Many
point.
of
I
them
still like
are.
the idea of you're going to have a representative. You're a politician, like you talked about. They're candy asses. They're rich. They're not going to do any of that. They're just going to find someone and be like,
Well, they do that right now.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm talking like physical altercations. Like we could see some crazy stuff of like, you could have some. You talk about when Conor McGregor went into boxing and did that. You could have some crazy stuff of like, oh hey, we have this. I've got the center for the Dallas Cowboys going up against the heavyweight champ of the UFC, like whatever it is.
What
You
was
just take these
that show
opposing-
with the claymations back a bunch of years ago?
Oh,
It was
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Celebrity
Deathmatch.
Deathmatch. I
That's
love
it,
that.
right?
was-
I
that
mean,
was
but
great
like it'd
stuff.
be like political deathmatch, you know?
Yep.
Dude, they had some funny stuff on that
They
show.
really did.
It was ridiculous.
Oh, the most ridiculous stuff where you're like, oh, this person's winning, and then out of nowhere, just the most ridiculous thing. I still can't believe I was able to watch that.
But it was funny.
Oh, it was hilarious. I love that show. Marilyn Manson
Yeah.
going up again. It was always the most ridiculous combos of who they would put together.
But when you're pairing people up or they're competing for office, it's like, wouldn't the coolest first question be, well, who could kick whose ass?
That's what it come down to.
Right?
I
No,
mean,
you
it
can't.
comes
You
down
can't
to that.
get a. Yeah, you can't have a representative.
I mean, because
man.
right
You gotta
now
do
it's
that.
just
you got to do it yourself.
It's a verbal beating, right? Even like the last presidential election. I mean, it was just like
all
so
it is.
verbally abusive that it was almost it wasn't. It was entertaining.
Oh, it was majorly entertaining. Majorly entertaining.
But if you had to get in the ring, if it was like Jeb Bush and Donald Trump, even though like the two of them can't even really probably stand on their own, but it'd be a pretty interesting match, right?
Oh yeah, cat scratch.
Yeah.
Like I could
You
see
would-
Chris Christie getting up on the ropes and
You would just have a
you
different class
kidding?
of
body
people
slamming,
running.
or at least attempting to.
You just have a different class of people running.
But you know what would
You'd be
happen?
run by
I'll tell you
people.
what would happen.
Chris Christie.
I'll tell you
couldn't-
what would happen. People would vote. I guarantee you people would vote. You'd
You get
catch
the vote-
their attention.
You would get the vote out. And Chris Christie, he couldn't work his way through a rack of ribs without a rest. That fat bastard.
Oh my gosh.
Can you smell? Rock is cooking. Yes, I can.
Okay, Scott, so I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
This comes from something that I saw when I was doing a little research on, hey,
Go ahead, caller.
the hell did we talk about? So I was looking up this thing called the Barkley Marathons.
Where did vasectomies and cutting dead people rank in your list? Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't on there.
Vasectomies just came up because that was legitimately a conversation I had today.
Because sometimes
cutting up dead people.
Because
is
sometimes
just-
things just come up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome to
All
when I
right.
tell my wife all the time.
So the Barkley method. Like,
No,
baby, I don't know why
the
it
Barkley
happened.
method. The Barkley Marathons. I guess this is something that happens yearly. It's a little over 100 miles. It's 6 loops or through this treacherous
running
terrain
or
of a
driving?
mountain. Running.
Okay.
Hence marathon.
Well, it's ultra marathon, but yes.
They just called it a marathon. That's what I was confused by.
When you start doing, and those ultras start like 50 miles, and then when you get to 100, you're like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
26.2, I'm kind of at the what the fuck point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like driving 26.2 miles.
Dude, 100 miles, please.
Yeah, so it's 100 miles. It's 6 loops in 60 hours through some like crazy treacherous terrain, I guess. There's only 14 people who have ever completed it.
Did the rest not survive?
No, they just don't finish. They don't finish in the time. Like this year, that's what they were saying was there was no one who finished this thing again. And there's only been 14 finishers in the entire history of the event.
Well, the thing is, you have 60 hours to do it. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
That's still a pretty good clip.
For
consecutive days.
Yeah.
Consecutive days, or is it?
Yeah.
You got 60 hours to complete. You got to get 100.
60 hours the clock's going. It's not 12 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
You got 100 miles and 60 hours to do it.
You know, this is exactly why I retired from running after I turned 40.
Sure.
Okay.
So my follow-up to that...
People get hurt running.
People get hurt doing a lot of shit. People get hurt texting.
People don't get hurt on the rower.
Yeah, they do.
That's
false.
What's happened?
You get hurt on anything.
What's happened?
Anything can happen at any point in time if you want to get real technical.
Let's get really technical. Tell me a story of when something happened on a rower and somebody got hurt.
Bring up a story.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I'm asking Gilbert.
You're like, I've got to... You're going to be factual.
Do I need to look it up right now? I mean, I'll put my executive producer. Can you look that up for me? If anyone's ever been hurt on a rowing machine, look up the most popular story on Google. Google will have all the answers.
Google has all the answers.
And it'll be true.
Yeah, well, right off the bat.
But if I ask you how many people have been hurt or died running, you'd probably know a couple of stories.
I don't know anyone who's died running.
No, I haven't. Well, heart attacks.
Heart attacks.
Not because of that. Not because they were running. It was
just happened to happen while they were running. Right?
Just happened to happen. Yeah. Got off the shitter, went out for a run, bam.
What?
Been hurt on a what?
Rower.
On a rowing machine.
Dude, right off the bat, hamstring, you're talking about lower back. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can say.
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff, and people have the worst form on that.
Oh, yeah, they do.
So my follow-up to that was going to be, do you have or are there any like personal physical feats for you that you would like to achieve at some point in time in your life?
No.
You have none.
I'm pretty content. I just don't want to get hurt.
You'd like to go through a 12-pack of beer without pissing.
That would be an amazing physical feat.
It really wouldn't. Your kidneys.
There's whole websites about this.
So, see, there's a whole damn website donated.
Damn.
Boom.
There you go, Zim.
All right, now look up running and tell me.
See, this is why you're dropping in the ratings,
results.
dude.
Yeah, because you bring up shit, and then it's like, people are like, that was dumb, and they just...
That was dumb. Where'd he go, Zim?
At least my shit about Oklahoma keeps people entertained, all right?
It does, I'll tell you.
Man, so you have nothing. So I know for you, yours was being able, which I know was kind of mostly just because of your daughter, right? Wanting to be able to run that 5K, or was that just...
No, she just invited me out. Now, I walked all the time, and just running was out of the question now because it was the lower back pain and everything else. So it wasn't the fact that I couldn't do it in terms of endurance-wise. It was just the pounding on my lower back was way more than I was willing to give.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing bad enough physically that I want that I'm willing to change much for. Like, even in CrossFit, right? Like, there's things that I know I can't do, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I tell people, I say, you know what? I'm not trying to make the team anymore. So,
like handstand push-ups, like this
we're not
physique is not meant to go that way.
Yeah, we're not doing that one.
Don't even get me started on that because I don't even think that's functional. That's, get people all fired up about CrossFit. We'll get all kinds of comments about that. But when I teach classes, everyone knows I'm pretty adamant about being against handstand push-ups because I'm like, when in your life, functionally, have you gone, I could just bend down and pick this up, but I'm going to flip upside down and use my legs to drive it up in my arms. Like, no one's going to do that. Let me swap out my legs for my arms and my arms for my legs. Yeah. Nobody's going to do that.
No.
There isn't that.
And it's dangerous to your damn neck, people. Your neck's important. Take care of it.
Stay out of your office.
Yeah, stay out of my damn office.
Don't do handstand push-ups.
Or, hey, do some damn handstand push-ups and keep me in business.
There you go.
# cheap plug.
Seriously, right?
I got a young daughter over here I got to send to college soon. So those years, those years click off fast.
So how about for you? I mean, do you have any physical feats you're wanting to do? I mean, you're still young.
Yeah, so I mean, those kind of come and go with time. I think right now for me, my business and my family are the most important things. I think keeping myself healthy is important, but my mindset has shifted that I have to do some crazy form of training in order to achieve that now. When I got into CrossFit, I just loved it. I got as competitive as I can be. I went to regionals in 2010. I've competed in competitions. I played college football. I've run a 15K with no training. I've done a sprint triathlon with no training, just CrossFit training. So I kind of went through that phase. I've done like some obstacle course runs. Like, I'm sure there'll be something that comes up at some point and I'm like, hey, I'd like to be able to do that, because I have this thing in me that's like, can I still do that, or could I achieve that, or could I make that happen? I don't know what it is. There's just something every once in a while that comes up and I'm like, I wonder if I could do that. And so
see, I get that, but it's not, like, for me, it's not physical. Like, it could be business related. You know, can I do that? It could be automotive related. Can I find that? Can I build that?
Oh, I understand that.
But like, I don't sit there thinking.
I've got those too.
Like, I'm pretty sure. Like, I mean, a lot could change. I mean, I don't know what it would be, but a lot could change. And I sit there. I'm like, I'm not the guy that's probably ever going to sit there and be like, you know what? I want to run a marathon. Never going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not doing a marathon.
And I'm
and
probably not doing one either.
And I'm okay with that. And growing up, my uncle.
Anyone who's watching this video looking at the size of me is going, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, right.
You know, growing up, my uncle was a triathlete. You know, we went to see him race, and he did run marathons, and I thought it was really cool. But I just didn't understand why people did that.
Mm-hmm. I think it's one of those things you have to have that drive in you. It's that Alex Honnold that I told you about that does the free soloing where he climbs like that.
I watched that finally.
What'd you think?
That guy's an idiot.
That is a Scott Zimmerman.
Well, think about this. Think about
Yeah.
this. At one point, they're talking about all the people that have done this and died.
Yep.
And I'm like, so what kind of thrill...
That he's friends with, by the way. He knows these guys.
I mean,
Yeah.
what kind of thrill do you need that's so intense that you have to put your life against death while you're doing it, when you could simply just have a rope and have a good time and enjoy yourself?
But I also think
It's
you have to understand.
the same guys at Everest. How many
it's
bodies are up there?
Yeah, but it's just a whole nother level of intensity. Like, even with you, right? You're like, you're not saying like, hey, I wonder if I could run a marathon. It's like saying, hey, man, I wonder if I could run a marathon, 26.2 miles on hot coals and not fall and not burn my feet. You know, it's like, it's just such an extreme. Like, you know, is there...
But we live in a world of that. We
I
live
know,
in a
but
world where people want to push the extremes of anything.
But is there like a mental issue there?
So I think
Well,
part
to
of
some
this,
people it would be. I mean, but not to them.
I mean, he
there's-
trained so
yeah, but
intensely.
did you catch the part of the story where his dad died when he was young? And I think no one really brought it up, but I think whether you want to say something about it or not, I think that had to play something in just his demeanor. Like, they've always talked about, he's just different. I can't imagine what it would be like growing up without a dad in that situation. And is he lucky enough that with what he does, he's able to live and be able to do what he wants to do? Yes, but he has a girlfriend or wife, whatever it is now, like someone who cares about him, that's worried about.
But it didn't change his...
It doesn't. He still wants to be able to do it. And he has like a very strange response. Like so I watched the next one that you should watch is called The Dawn Wall. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
The Dawn Wall, his buddy that's there with him that goes up to help him out, he was actually one of the best climbers back in the day before Alex. And what happened was he was a late developer. His dad really just wanted to push him, and so he didn't start crawling until he was like 2 years old or something. They said, like, he was just very developmentally delayed as a kid. And so his dad wanted to make him super resilient. So his dad was a climber and would take him on these crazy climbs. Like, I'm not kidding you. They have like a rock with a rope hanging to another rock, and dad's over here and someone's over here, and his son is like a small child is dangling over this from this rope. And I'm like, okay, you're crazy. Mm-hmm. And you must like run that household, because my wife is not letting that happen with my child. You are crazy.
Yeah, that's
like,
not going to happen.
Not a chance. So what happened was he went to this competition, just ran, like, he loved to go climb. It was kind of his thing. He was never really good at anything, so he went and climbed. And he went to this competition, and no one could make it to the top. And it was like this crazy course, and you had to go like upside down and all this crazy. And
American Ninja Warrior.
And he made it to the top, and they were like, "Oh, hey, do you want to come to this pro, debut thing?" Because he won this other competition. Well, he did the same thing at that one with all these pros. No one even knows this kid, and no one can get up this track except for him. Makes it all the way to the top. So when you start talking about these guys like just getting better and better, so he starts doing all these climbs, and he's figuring this stuff out and doing this climb, and then he meets this girl through climbing, and they're like attached at the hip, and then they get invited to travel the world, and they go to Kazakhstan or something like that, and they get picked up by these terrorists or whatever, and they're imprisonated, and these guys are walking them around.
Hang on a second. Imprisoned.
Imprisoned. Listen, it's late, you sons of bitches.
I guess that's what happens in Tulsa.
Yeah,
imprisonated.
That's what happens when you talk vasectomies. You get
gosh.
imprisonated.
So they're
Slicing dicks in half.
they're walking him and like, I think it's a group of 4 people, him and 3 other people. They're walking them throughout the mountains, and they're realizing that these guys don't know where to go. They're just walking in circles. Like,
I love how you keep pushing through this.
I'm just going to keep pushing. Like,
He's trying to imprison. He's trying to impersonate us.
Do you want? Zool, would you like me to just stop talking and then the podcast will go silent for who knows
I think
how
we've
long?
been impersonated.
Yeah. We
Let him dangle.
We would be impersonated in silence by Scott.
Yeah, you leave him dangling again.
No, so this is a crazy part of the
Like
story.
that kid on the rope.
So they decide one of the guys is going to break off that's holding them hostage. He's going to go whatever up some route, and they're going up a mountain. Well, they get up to this point, and they decide, like, we're going to push this guy off the edge because that's the only way for us to survive. Like, we're going to have to kill this guy. It's the only way for us to live. And so they get to the top, and, like, everyone's kind of, like, having this moment, like, we can't do it. And so the kid just runs over and, like, grabs him by, like, the strap of his gun and, like, and then throws him over the edge. And literally is, like, freaking out. He's devastated. He's like, I just killed this guy. They start hiking out so that they can get out. They get found. They come back to the United States. Of course, there's all this press about it with everything that's going on. And so he's back to not really knowing if he wants to climb and do all this stuff. And then, of course, as fate would have it, he's, like, getting back into climbing. He's working on his parents' house or something, and he's cutting on his parents' old blade saw. And his dad's talking about the fact that he made the mistake of trying to pull a small piece of wood through. He was trying to pull it rather than push it through. And he said whenever you pull it, if it grabs on, it sucks you right back into it. Well, he chopped off half of his index finger. Literally, they're just like, gotta go. He tried to have 3 surgeries to get it reattached.
Dude, there was a meme that said, you know how to pronounce karma? Ha 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 ha.
Oh my gosh, that had to... And they were like, you got to do this. You got to reattach his finger. And they tried like 3 surgeries, and they couldn't get it done. They couldn't reattach the finger. And so they're like, your climbing days are over. Like they're showing you all the stuff that climbers do, and there's all this stuff on. Everything is your index finger is crucial because your thumb ties onto that. Well, out of nowhere, he just gets this crazy drive that I'm just going to work harder and do all this stuff. And he starts climbing stuff that he had never done without a half of a finger. Like he gets better after this. Huh. And so El Capitan in
he's dragging less weight up there. So.
Yeah, right? A little less weight. About half of a nub, if you could imagine.
It's like the Lance Armstrong advantage.
Yeah.
Short of testicle, increased oxygen, and
sure.
No, that was steroids.
Yeah, that was. He was doping big time.
A testicle thing.
That guy was doping big time.
So basically, going up this
doping smart.
The same mountain that the Alex kid went up in free solo is the same mountain that this guy went up, and they spent like 20-something days on the side of this mountain trying to get over this one pitch that he was doing it with ropes. So he's trying to do it with this friend of his, and basically you're working each other as you're working up these pitches, as they call them, because people essentially create routes up these mountains. And he keeps going up and then going back down to stay at night while his friend is still stuck at this pass that no one can get past. And it's at the point where it's like, dude, and when they're showing in the movie, you're like, he's just not going to make it. And it's at the point where like, dude, you got to do this, or like, we can't. And they're sitting on the mountain for a day on these pair of ledges that's literally just like an aluminum cot and some nylon or whatever it is that's holding you up there, and you're just hanging on the edge, resting so that your fingers can heal up so that you can climb. And somehow the dude eventually makes it and they go up it. That's why Alex was really motivated by him, of just like, they were the first two to ever go up this route and be able to do it. But then for Alex to come along and go, yeah, I'll do something like that without any damn rope.
Yeah.
And how crazy are those views when they show from over his head and you can see how far down it is, and he's just got nothing attached to him. Like, just imagine hanging from something and then you get really tired and then you're like, I just want to let go. But if you let go, you die.
Yeah, if you relax, you're gone.
One of the cameramen was like, I couldn't get the thought out of my head of what it would sound like if he fell.
It wouldn't. You just wouldn't hear anything. You'd just hear him screaming, maybe.
Yeah. If he's a screamer, yeah.
Depends if he's been imprisonated or
Yeah,
not.
right? Imprisonated or not.
Listen here. This is going to be the title of this. Ever been imprisonated? It's like imprisoned and impersonated all in one word.
Well, I was thinking imprisoned and impregnated, but, however you want to deal with it.
Big Dick Bobby, yeah, sure, why not?
You would go back to the vasectomy thing. We just had to bring that
I think it just ties everything together.
full
circle, baby. Here we go.
Had to bring it back around one more time. So, Scott, I've created what some would call another debate on Facebook recently.
I noticed.
This post went absolutely insane, and so I gotta ask your opinion, even though I already know, and then we can get Zool's opinion. So Zool, I threw up a debate on my Facebook, and the post went insane. So the question is, waffles or pancakes? And don't give me the bullshit answer of both, because that one drives me nuts.
No,
Yes.
come on, stop, man.
The answer is yes.
Everybody knows this. Depends on the wine. Depends on the wine.
Or the milk.
Or, well, the milk, if that's the way you want to go,
Yeah. What's the answer?
I'm a pancake guy myself.
Nice.
See, I'm a waffle guy.
Butter or peanut butter?
Oh, no, real butter.
Oh, okay.
And warm syrup, not that cold shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
otherwise.
I mean,
My wife is adamant about that. Like
Like-
what kind of peasant shit is this? Get this away from me. This isn't warmed up. Get this out of my sight.
throw
Throw it at
Wait,
you.
what kind of antichrist came up with that?
I could make either. I can make either at home. But getting a really good waffle, I think, is really tough to do. And when I mean really good, where it's kind of crispy on the outside,
They're full
airy
of
on
shit.
the
They got
inside.
machines that'll do it for you.
I don't have one of those machines that'll do it for me. You know what I mean?
He's trying to give you shit over here. Gilbert Godfrey.
He is trying to. Yeah,
I mean,
right.
it's like
Listen, let me tell you something. All right? Let me tell you what's going on here. We're going to have the waffles, okay? It's just the way it's going to be. They're
So
going to
with
be
your-
crispy and light and airy.
With your waffles,
Nice and crisp. One for you, one for me.
are you adamant about syrup in every square?
no, I'm not a big syrup guy.
So listen, I
Like
grew
I
up my
just like
stepbrother.
just
It
a
was
little
like
drizzle,
Just a little drizzle.
just a little drizzle, maybe a little pool
you just
on
need
the
a
side.
little sauce?
Yeah, I mean, if it's a good enough waffle, you could eat it with nothing. It'd be nice and buttery and right.
So do you dunk it and just eat the tip with the drizzle, or do you
The
drizzle
tip?
the
Is there
whole
a
thing?
tip to a waffle?
Well, if you cut it,
it's got
in
four
pieces,
corners.
yeah. Or it could be round. What the hell
Could
are you
be
talking about?
round.
Four
What are you
corners?
talking about?
Lego my Eggo.
Who the shit is taking Eggos over homemade pancakes? You lay down.
Apparently, this guy.
Oh my gosh!
Jesus.
Our ratings went down again.
Tractor,
Again,
tractor driving peasant.
the ratings dive after Scott Zimmerman says
Way
that
to go,
he would
Sam.
eat an Eggo.
Eggo stock increases 500% after listening to the Don't Be So Brewed podcast.
So
There
even
you
with
go.
Eggos, you could cut them into strips. A lot of people that I talked to on my post were talking about dunking the strips of waffles.
Zool's like, that's an Oklahoma thing, man. Sorry.
It's not an Oklahoma thing. I had plenty of people not from Oklahoma. I, by the way, did not pick. I didn't even express what my pick was.
Nobody asked you, did they?
Nope.
Bitches.
I know.
Everybody
I'm always
wants
the one out there asking all these questions. No one. wants
it's
to
like
know
even
my
when you
opinion.
try to engage in a conversation, someone I was at the dentist this morning, and the gal cleaning, and the gal
getting drilled in the mouth.
no cleaned.
Oh, okay.
Because you know that my mouth could use a good cleaning. Anyhow, she was engaging in conversation prior to the procedure, and she was like, "So have you traveled?"
With the thing in your mouth?
I was like,
So what do you do? I was the
"That's exactly right." But she asked, "Have you traveled anywhere this year?" And I'm like, "No." She have any plans to travel anywhere this year? And I'm like, "All right, this woman wants to talk about her trip,
She's
right?
getting ready to take
She
a
wants
trip.
to talk about her trip, right?" So I'm like, told her what we had going on. I'm like, well, how about you? And she told me she went to Jamaica and she did this dental mission and all this cool stuff. And I was like, all right, that's cool. But not everybody does that. You engage with people nowadays, and it's like they tell you, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't want to know your shit.
Yeah, there's no
They're
reciprocation.
like, hey, thanks for asking. Have a nice day.
But there's two sides to that, because do you even want to open up that can?
Exactly.
Like, aren't there certain people for you that you're like, I'm not going to open up that can because I know where that's going to go?
You can't shut them up.
Some of it, but I mean, you could get out. You could walk away without being rude about it.
You can. There's a trick to that.
Yeah, they need a blocker.
I learned it from a friend of mine. That's
Yeah,
my
you need a
favorite
blocker.
trick.
You pass and go. You
Yeah.
flip them on somebody
Pass
else, and you're
and
like, I got to order the bathroom.
Pass
I'll be
and
right
go
back.
all day. I learned that from a friend of mine. It's one of my favorite tricks. If I'm ever in a networking
Oh,
thing.
hey, listen, have you met my friend?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys talk. I'll be right back.
Hey, really quick, I just wanted to make sure I introduced you. Have you met Zool? And then I ghost. I'm gone.
Dude,
You
I
will
did
not
it.
see me.
I did it at a wine party. There were a couple of guys that were just a little over the top, and it wasn't but 40 minutes later, the guy we were talking to, she's like, "You fucker," and I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "You fucking left me with those guys," and I'm like,
You gave her a pox.
I'm like, what I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, I thought you were into it. I thought you were interested.
You poxed her, dude.
Totally. She was not happy.
Nope.
And my wife did it too, because my wife was there, and she saw me take off. So she's like, peace.
Listen,
She took
it's a
off.
Vital,
Throw 'em
it's
up.
It's a vital trick that not enough people know about. They just sit there and they're like, oh my gosh, if I could get out of here, I would be so grateful. How do I do
And some people, they just talk and talk and talk and talk.
I don't know people like that.
Because you don't talk to anybody. You talk to yourself. We've seen your videos.
Joke.
We've
seen your videos.
I know. They're quick and effective.
That's what he tells Alana.
Hey,
You got that 20 questions?
you know what? Don't stop believing.
Don't stop believing what?
Quick and effective.
You know what's going to be funny is my bet is that he doesn't even have 5. So if he can give me 5 questions, we'll do that. And then you might have to throw
Ask
some
you 5 questions?
You might have to throw some goats in here.
You
in a
throw some
second.
more goats in. Dude, that's instant classic.
Oh man,
That was pretty funny.
we're gonna have to figure out just what sort of things you could put in there. Just mix it up. Just
Oh,
one
I can
time
throw
it's-
anything in there.
One time it's chickens. One time it's
Trust me, if it's out there,
space sounds. I don't know.
I'll find it.
Space Invaders.
Yeah.
Old
So they did
Old
mention
people
that.
farting.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! Yes. Nailed it. Got it. Mm-hmm.
Those nice wet ones. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Flatulence.
What would you
always
say?
gets the
Open
people
wound
laughing.
farting? Is that
Yeah.
what you said?
Old people farting. Yeah.
Nice.
So our producers did say that they love when we ask questions and talk about that stuff. It's quite entertaining. So
It is.
That's my bet is that maybe you could pull off 5 questions.
I could
just
pull off 5
out of your
questions.
ass. What you got?
Waffles or pancakes?
Pancakes.
What kind? You like them soaked in syrup, or you like them?
No, so see, I put a protective layer of peanut butter on top and then put syrup on them.
Really?
So peanut butter and syrup versus like peanut butter and banana.
So good.
Crispy bacon in the mix or on the side?
On the side.
On the side? Mm-hmm. Have you had them with the crispy bacon in there?
No, I've never done
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But I can imagine the salty,
Like,
sweet.
do you end up eating it like a dog? Like you're like, with the peanut butter and everything going on.
The
And
peanut butter, I don't know.
I've never had peanut butter on pancakes. I mean,
I
it's
have
just
not-
a
I
little
have not.
fascinating
Oh, it was
to me.
one of the things for the longest time. I had no idea, and then I was like, "This is a whole new world." I felt like it was like Aladdin.
Where have you been?
World. I was like, "Where has this been my whole life?"
If you think that's great, let me tell you about New York pizza. I know your pizza
Which I've
answer
had.
already. So tell me.
I've had pizza in New York, by the way. That could be your second question. There you go.
No, I already know the answer to that question, so it's not even worth asking. How about Chinese food out here? What's your fave? Yeah, I don't know that place.
I haven't really found any good places. I mean,
Have you
there's
done like Kieran Court or Jingchi or any of those?
No,
or?
not really. There's a Vietnamese place that we like called 45 Mint. It's probably
Yeah,
my
45
favorite.
Mint's pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of a hole in the wall place. Not a lot of people really know about it, but we love that place. It's really good.
That is
They got
pretty
good
good.
pho.
So where were you yesterday
Where was I yesterday?
when you totally bailed on us?
Oh, we dedicated my daughter at church, so I
Oh,
didn't have
very
my phone.
nice.
Oh, there we go.
So we had like a whole morning
That's a good
with the
excuse.
family. We had a potluck type meal afterwards, and then my
You can't
daughter
grab the
was
phone
like-
and invite somebody. I mean,
Or say, hey, I'm not going to be able to do it today, so
hey, we're having snacks. I want you to come on over.
Well,
and,
when I got
and-
back to my phone, it was like, well, I guess this ain't happening. So
I guess I didn't
I
show
know,
up
I
for
was
this
like, by the time I
podcast
get there, I'm
today.
like, well, shit. I mean, yeah, that podcast would have lasted about a whole 5 minutes. Zool would have kicked your ass in, kicked your ass out. Been like, yep.
You'd have been like, back up, this ain't working.
So we're 3 questions deep. Let's see if we can achieve it.
Get there.
Okay. When you sleep, lay on your back, lay on your side, lay on your stomach.
All of the above.
Really?
Really?
How do you start out? How do you finish? And yes, that's a question.
Well, it depends on the missus.
Well, usually on my back.
for the first half hour.
I would say I probably start on one side or the other, and then I kind of rotate between. Sometimes it just depends. Like if I'm not feeling well or my allergies are bothering me, if I'm laying on my back, I'll start to snore really bad. My wife she gives no shits. She will literally like, "Hey, wake up!" She'll like,
It's like it's time for you to go in the other
Yeah.
room
and then I'm
now.
like, "Oh," and then I move and I roll over, and then I'm good. But yeah, that's all of the above is what I achieve. What about you? Let me make sure that we're reciprocating.
I'm kind of like in this weird spot. Like I'll get into
where you
a
sleep
position.
with your head where your feet are.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't do that. Like I'm not quite on my back. I'm not quite on my side. I'm like kind of halfway between my back and my belly. Kind of semi-flat, I guess, but kind of on the side. Mm-hmm. I gotta have one leg up and
You're
one leg
at
straight.
like an obtuse angle.
Yeah, it's
kinda
like I've
like-
got to. It's like I'm climbing a mountain.
Yeah.
Got a kickstand out there to hold you over.
Kinda. That's exactly what it is.
I know you're
Just for balance.
Just
Just for balance, to keep everything level,
There
so
we
my
go.
back doesn't fall out of alignment.
There you go. He's read the books.
I want to ask a question, but I need to leave
Ask
it
it.
alone.
No, do it.
So he's talking about a kickstand. So we'll just leave it in reference of kickstand.
Is this a pitch tent type question? Or
Sure.
what?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Every morning when you wake up as you age, do you still have a kickstand?
Yeah, and I gotta.
Full sail.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's usually what.
My wife thinks I'm full of it when I'm like every morning. She's like, no, and I'm like every morning.
Yep.
Hey, get on, find
I
out.
don't know what to tell you.
It's like the only reason I get up. The only reason I get up
Precisely.
is because
My
I.
man.
The only reason I gotta get up is because I gotta go to the bathroom and we're at capacity.
Yep. Oh, that's a fun one when you got to do the like. How do you achieve this
That's
so that
the-
you don't pee in the corner?
That's the hand on the wall and get the right angle.
Oh, I got to take a knee.
Yeah.
I do the Tebow. I'm like, Tebow knee, tilt to the side.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really hope people listen to this part, but this is great. All right, so
It's the only way to do it that early in the morning.
all right, come on, you're almost there.
That wasn't it. I got
That
one
was
more.
my question.
that was your question.
I asked the kickstand question. I just threw out 5, seeing if you'd be like, I'll show you.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you, boy. What's your favorite breakfast food?
Biscuit sandwiches, bacon, egg, and cheese.
Nice.
There's a place.
I was going to say any particular place or just homemade.
I thought for sure he was going to go with that McDonald's sandwich with the pancake.
No, that's not good.
No.
I like those Chick-fil-A sandwiches in the morning.
Those are good.
The biscuits with chicken. Even the little
am I-
nub chicken.
Whataburger has that.
Whataburger's got the
Has
honey
that-
butter chicken biscuit.
That's
I mean, I'm
that's
pretty
stupid.
convinced.
That's
like,
crack.
I'm pretty
That
convinced.
thing's meant to be gotten at like midnight when you're drunk as shit.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I need-
1 o'clock in the morning, you go
drunk
rolling in there.
burger.
You get 6 of them. You get 2 down before you
like-
pass out.
I need
You
12
find
of
the other
those.
ones in the bed.
I mean, I'm
I
pretty.
need a chocolate shake.
I'm pretty convinced that those
churros.
little Chick-fil-A cute things there that they do, like on those platters, that's all the leftover chicken from yesterday. Like, it's got to be, right?
No,
They're all like quarter-sized chicken nuggets.
no, that's their nuggets, dude. You ever had a Chick-fil-A chicken nugget tray? Everyone on here, we just lost
Yeah.
all of our viewers because he just talked shit about a Chick-fil-A nugget platter. Like, everyone in Texas loves those.
Oh, I
things.
love them too. I'm not knocking it.
I don't think it's left over.
You don't think
'cause
they're
you would be able
leftover,
to-
like little pieces from the last day?
No.
Yeah, the teeth print don't give it away. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think they have enough.
Those are
chicken.
grill marks. Those are teeth prints.
I don't think they have enough chicken left
He
over
had a
to do
grill.
that. When you have a place
know.
like that, that place is so popular. Wow, I'm spacing on my place that I like to go get breakfast sandwiches from. They're just off of 75, between just south of Beltline. They're over near Even Stevens and Pop Bar. Why am I spacing on
Well, you
this
got the
place?
Doghouse.
Uh-huh.
You've got Even Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the Flying Biscuit.
The Flying Biscuit, that's it.
I
Flying
haven't
Biscuit.
been there yet. Is it good?
Yeah, they got good breakfast sandwiches. Like them.
Really?
Nice.
You never suspect. Their biscuits are good. Really
Well,
good.
they're called
This
a
is-
Flying Biscuit. I mean, I would hope that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
biscuits.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, are they like light and fluffy biscuits, or are they kind of dense biscuits?
So these are on 75. Southbound access?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So if you were leaving from the office and you were to hop on the side road of 75 and you were just drive that just past Beltline, and I think there's a couple car dealerships right there.
Yeah.
There's like a little strip center that's right there that's like 4 or 5 restaurants.
Halal guys,
Yeah.
the Flying Biscuit. There's a pop bar type place.
Something else.
Even Stevens, which is phenomenal sandwiches, in the Doghouse where they do the crazy corn dogs.
Where they do the
The
zombie
girth-
brain corn dogs.
The girth dog.
Zombie brain.
The girth dog.
The girth dog.
That was actually a
can't
really good
handle
question.
this.
What's your favorite breakfast? And biscuit wise, by the way, I would say they're like a combo in between. Like, depending on how they're cooked, I would say they're kind of fluffy, a little dense if they're a little undercooked, which I kind of like.
So
I like the one.
being from New York, I'm kind of a bagel guy, right?
Ooh, I got a good follow up to this one.
Right. So if I'm in New York, it's usually going over to like Essa Bagel off of 3rd Ave, and it's a freshly baked everything bagel with some cream cheese and some smoked salmon. Okay.
See, and I always thought this was the first time I went to New York. They were like, "Oh, these are the things that you got to do. You got to get a slice of pizza from a place that you just walk by." And they're like, "And you got to get a bagel." And I'm like,
And a
"It's
dirty
damn
dog.
bagel."
And no, but dude, it's not just.
It's not. Trust me,
it's-
I know.
it's the water.
I'm like,
You could go singing Aladdin again. It's a whole new world.
Uh-huh.
All right. I mean, like things will never be the same.
And it's the water.
But out here, I kind of like the Cindy's breakfast, where you get eggs, bacon.
That's not bad.
Some,
Like traditional?
some crispy hash browns.
Oh, yeah.
And a bagel or pancakes. You know.
gotta have hash browns, and they gotta have
They gotta
the
be
crispy
crisp.
layer.
Because otherwise,
on the
it's
outside.
like soggy hash browns.
I hate soggy hash browns.
It's just eating oil and potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
but
much.
when they're crispy, it's just right.
Yeah, it's almost like a patty. It's gotta have that like crispness.
So speaking of crispiness, with your bacon, what is your preference? Do you like it super crispy, a little chewy?
No, I'm like probably in between both of those. I don't like it extra crispy, but I do not want it chewy.
Like not
I want it-
overcooked, but not undercooked, just somewhere right
I
in
don't.
the middle.
I don't want it to shatter when I bite into
Yeah.
it. I mean,
But you don't want it to like have to pull on
like
it
just
either.
a level below that.
Yeah.
Basically, what he's
Like you want to be
talking
able to bite, break the bacon, not have it like be like this weird.
Yeah, I want it to crisp off. I don't want it to be like glass in my mouth. You've had some of that where it like shatters into pieces.
Oh,
You're
dude,
like,
yeah,
oh,
like, well,
this is
that-
basically bacon bits.
So when you go after
put it in
breakfast,
pancake
right?
mix and then make your bacon.
Right,
Make
so,
your pancakes.
So when we're in this
That's what
like
I'm talking
on the waffles versus pancakes debate, when you go out and order breakfast, if you're going pancakes and waffles, you're trying to get in with like eggs and bacon, or you're just like, I'm cool with just the pancake or the waffle.
I don't even know if I ever do that at a place. Like, it might be like a side thing of like, hey, I want this breakfast. Because like I said, I'm a breakfast sandwich guy. So I might get breakfast sandwich if they got it. Or I might have them bring me out what I could make a breakfast sandwich with. So I'll be like, oh yeah, bring me out this one. It's got like 2 biscuits and some hash browns and some eggs and some bacon. Like, I can make this into my own sandwich if I want to. And then I might be like, well, I'm going for it. Like, bring us out a pancake. Like, me and my wife will share it or something like that. But I don't know that I go to a place and I'm like, full blown bring that out. That's what I'm going to
So what I found out, I still like bacon pretty much with everything. I mean, that should be part of every meal, right? Mm-hmm. But Belgian waffle, over easy egg right on top of it.
Belgians
with a little bit of syrup and let that sucker just bleed.
Belgian waffles a little
Solid.
special though. It's not your your Eggo.
Mm-hmm. No,
yeah.
That's like legit. What
you're
talking
that's
about
legit.
There. Yeah, mm-hmm. That's like.
I mean, I'm down with that.
Primo.
And there's places that you go to where that's probably going to be the thing. Like, I love going to places. That was when I went to San Diego, and you guys were like, "Oh, go have breakfast at this place." I like going to a place, and I'm like, "What are you known for? What do people order? Like, what's the?"
Oh, dude! Everything. Speaking of, I was at this place in California. One of the best breakfasts I ever had: Captain Crunch French toast.
Ooh,
Nuts
like
said.
Coated on the outside of the bread, like dipped in egg, then dipped in that powder, and then
fucking off the wall
with berries or just with the.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Like the Captain Crunch Berry Crunch type thing, or like
it's got berries and the regular stuff. You got to specify. Just the Captain Crunch is like corn nuggets that rape the inside of your mouth.
Pretty much.
I rest my case.
And tons of sugar.
It was fucking good.
And tons
like
of
so
sugar.
good, I knew I couldn't finish it because it was probably like 4,000 calories.
So speaking of
It was
that,
Stack's Pancake House out in California.
best cereal.
Oh man, best cereal. I don't eat a whole lot of cereal.
I don't.
I mean, I used to really like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then I kind of kicked back sugar, and it really became wildly sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I could do some Raisin Bran. Honey Nut Cheerios, if I had to choose from the Cheerios family, would be it. Like, I don't know how the kids eat the dry ones. I mean, that's punishment. Like, that's child abuse.
With tons of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just spoon it in.
Just dump it out.
That's child abuse, right? Like giving your kid plain Cheerios. Like, that's bad stuff.
I remember doing that as a kid.
Oh yeah, throw some sugar in there. You're done.
Mm-hmm. So mine's
How about for
probably
you?
a close tie. I used to be like big time Frosted Flakes. When
Yeah,
I
like
was in
growing
high
up,
school.
right?
Oh, I would dominate an entire box. Just like big bowl, whole box, like eat the whole thing.
Chow down.
No problem.
How about you, Zool?
Yeah, the Honey Nut Cheerio. Oh, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
I was about to say
Every
you can't
once
go
in a
wrong
while,
with that.
no, you can. Every once in a while, Captain Crunch peanut butter.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, all right.
I even
I've
like
never
Fruit
had
Loops.
that.
I like Fruit
Yeah,
Loops
dude.
once in a
Yeah,
while too.
yeah. That's old school.
See, I like Frosted Mini Wheats, and I don't know why. I think that was just a thing as a kid. Like, that was one of the cereals that we could get, and I'm like, that thing was good. I liked
What do you
it.
mean one of the cereals you can get? They don't have normal.
No, it's
Food
like,
delivery and
no, it's like when your parents.
It's before Amazon started delivering food to Oklahoma. They only had Honey Nut Cheerios and Frosted Flakes.
Let's be honest. No. Let's be honest. That probably still doesn't exist. I mean, if we're gonna be honest, in certain places like where I grew up. No, it's when your parents like, I'm not gonna get that for you. I'm not gonna get this. Like, these are your options. You got to pick, and I'm like, well, I got the choice.
Why can't I
between-
get the ones with the frosted covering,
Exactly.
Mom?
Yeah, it's like, why can't I get the ones?
What
that
makes
are good?
Frosted Flakes okay and Frosted Mini Wheats not good?
Doc, since I know that you're a biscuit guy, I said I got this joint up here in Memphis, and I got a picture of this thing. I'll have to show it to you. Biscuit, ham, and eggs, the size of a softball.
Yep, let's go.
He likes,
Let's
Dude,
go.
and I mean, and it's the biscuit is absolutely perfect. It's got the right denseness to it.
So are you more of a
Still-
dense biscuit or fluffy
Yeah,
biscuit?
no, I like it dense. I want some, I want a nice fat ass at my.
You want to be able to savor that chew,
underdone. Like,
Yeah, just the
golden
hair,
brown
dude.
on the
Oh
outside.
my god, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
but you want that like thick fluffiness inside. You don't want the like peel the.
Well, yeah,
layers
trust
back.
me.
Yeah.
This thing's the size of a softball.
Yeah, you're speaking my language. I would dominate that. I'd probably have two of them. Like, yep, bring those things out. Sir, are you sure you want to? Do you know how many times I get asked that whenever
Yeah.
I go to eat at some place and I'm like starving? I'm like,
What, as big as you are?
yeah, I'm like,
Seriously? I'm wondering. I thought you'd stop it. At least 3.
how big's the burger? And they're like, well, it's this big. Well, then can you add an extra patty to that? Are you sure, sir? That would be like 2/3 of a pound.
You know what? Make it 3.
Yeah. I actually went through
I'm
a
like,
stage.
he's looking at this child and like, I crap bigger than you in the morning. I'm like,
Right?
give me the damn thing.
I went through a phase actually where my dad, when we would go out for like meals at certain places and I would get a burger, my dad would challenge me and it was like, make it a pound. Can you eat it? So we went to Fuddruckers. They have the 1 pound burger with French fries. Did
Hey,
that.
you know what? Now I'm kind of thinking like from a physical challenge, it might be eating one of those like wacky food contests.
Oh, I've done plenty of those.
Have you really?
I do them on my birthday usually.
No kidding.
So Carmine's is a pizza place that's around here.
Yeah.
You would really
Very
love
nice.
Is it good? I haven't
Yeah,
been.
it's pretty good.
No,
I'm pretty pizza picky.
Not
Yeah,
Carmine's.
Carmine's and Besas is another good one.
Now you're the
down
second
in
person
Deep
that's
Ellum.
brought that up.
Besas is another good one.
Bezos.
Yeah. Besas, yeah.
Yeah, the reviews were kind of mixed, but a gal I spoke to was like some of the best New York style pizza I've had in Texas.
Yeah. Those are
That's not far from here.
No, they're not. Right across from.
Trader Joe's.
Yeah, well, they're right next to Trader Joe's, right there on
Up
Alexis, and Preston. Yeah,
Huh.
there's a Caranal that's right there on that corner. Of
Like the
strip
Trader
mall.
Joe's like Park and Preston or further south?
No. It's up here in Park, basically Beltline and Preston. So then Alexa would be that light that's right there heading south.
Did you eat dinner yet? Oh, I've eaten there. That's
Serious
good.
Pizza? Yeah,
I'm sure
Serious
good.
Pizza is the place I was thinking of.
Down in Deep Ellum.
Oh,
They
no, I haven't
they
been.
literally have a pizza that's that big. So I tried to eat that for my birthday.
How'd you do?
I ate half of it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It's like 2 pizzas, right? Half is.
Yeah, and like everyone was hanging out and drinking after that, and I'm like, I've had so much bread, it is impossible for me to get drunk. So
Like
you
I
guys have
believe,
fun.
I
It's
believe I am.
impossible.
It's like I believe I am now lactose intolerant.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'll be in the
it's
bathroom.
impossible. Yeah, I was like, I'll be back. Babe, give me another drink. Make it something not bubbly. I can't handle that.
Yeah,
Milkshake.
Yeah.
I got it.
It's something to ease this
I
pain.
need something that'll ease this down. More bubble carbonation from beer is not going to help with this
Not
situation.
gonna do it.
Let's do a Mylanta milkshake, please.
I've eaten the Super Monster from Freebirds.
Whole, like
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
thing.
Yep.
I've kind of throttled back on my Freebirds. I used to just go with the straight Freebird. Now I'm down to like kind of the hybrid. It's still a lot of food. No? I like their pot brownies. Have you had
they're
those?
good.
They're fucking awesome.
Wow, that goes
not-
back to our brownie debate.
I've not been there.
Are you kidding
Not
me?
for that one now. Not for that. I mean, I've had fuzzies, but I didn't have their brownie.
Not fuzzies.
I mean, not fuzzy red, but
Freebirds.
Freebirds. I did not have their. I'm a fuzzies guy now, so.
Really?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
What do you get there?
Everything that you get at
You don't find
Freebirds?
it bland in comparison to Freebirds?
No, they have this garlic sauce that they put on there.
I was about to say the garlic sauce.
yeah, the
would be
garlic
good.
sauce that they put on their tacos.
The trick to fuzzies is you have to
Fucking bomb,
eat it
dude.
there. Like, don't get it to go. It ain't going to be any
Right.
damn good.
And then
for
I don't-
I get their breakfast burritos.
breakfast tacos.
Yeah, the breakfast tacos all the
Bacon,
time.
egg, and cheese.
Yeah,
don't
chorizo
even
and
go
eggs.
there, yeah.
The shrimp, egg, and cheese.
Oh, that sounds good. I've never
dude.
had that.
Oh, the
Bacon,
shrimp-
egg, and cheese is like my go-to.
Yeah, the shrimp. Yeah, try the
too.
shrimp.
It's greasy as shit, but
Dude,
it's
yeah,
so good.
try the shrimp, egg, and cheese. It's the bomb.
So what is
And then
your,
their chorizo.
so what is your favorite breakfast taco here in
Favorite breakfast taco? Man, that's a tough one.
like in Austin? I had an easy one. But
Ooh,
out
there
here,
is
it's
a
been
place.
tough.
There is a place in Austin that has really good.
It's probably the same place we've all been to. Can't remember because
I
we
know,
were drunk.
right?
after.
Like for me, it was Taco Deli. Taco Deli was down in Austin. They finally moved up here. They've got a couple of locations out here, but they've got
Okay.
this insanely awesome roasted jalapeno sauce. Just goes good with everything.
Oh, I take that back. I've actually been. So when I was in school, before the trimester would start, we would actually go on what we called a taco tour, and a friend of mine knew all the taco places. So we would go to Tacos La Banqueta, Tacos y Mas, you know, all the, and we would literally hit like 3 places, and it would be like, you know, you go to Tacos La Banqueta, they're street tacos, they're tiny, so you're like, I'll get like 6 of those.
They're like,
'cause they're small.
Senor, 6 tacos? Like, eh?
Dude, they look like they belong on a kid's menu.
I know, they're like the size of this.
But they're
Yeah.
filling. But they're filling.
No, they're not.
not for me.
Well, you're a big boy.
I'm not that big, and that's like, no, man, really. This is a child's menu.
But we went to a place that's attached to a burger joint called Good Friends. And they have these crazy tacos. Like, they have a chicken and waffles taco. They have, like, all kinds of crazy stuff.
So how's that work?
Theirs-
How's a chicken and waffles taco work? They actually put a tortilla around the whole thing?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yep. It's ridiculous.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. And I think it's like waffle battered chicken, if I'm right, by the way, too. And like a couple strips of bacon.
Is this
laid over
local
it.
or is this in Tulsa?
It's local.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to go on location.
We may have to do a road trip.
Right. Just go over to. We're gonna have to go to Memphis first because I gotta have this softball biscuit,
Dude, I think
and then we'll
ridiculous.
come back. That is something fun that I want to do on here at some point. Is we talked about doing like a food challenge of like, you know, can you taste the difference between certain things or like which one is the best? So like, I think the first one we had jokingly said we would do was water, like tap water, this water. Like, can you legitimately tell the difference? Name brand Coke versus a Coke that's like whatever.
Let's commit. Let's do it on the next episode.
Okay, we'll do it on the next episode. Whoever our guest is, they'll set everything up and do it. Like Zool and them will set it up. We'll have to get a blindfold or something, like a bandana, so that we can't see.
Okay.
And then they'll be like, okay, here's your cups. We'll get it set up and we'll do it.
I'm down for it. Let's do it.
I think it would make it fun if people would do it. We'll like kick off the podcast with that. Or maybe we'll do it in the middle. That way your asses have to stick around.
We'll say
Put him on the hook.
I'm going to make you stick around and be like, and wait for it.
at minute 25 minutes 40 seconds, we've got the taste challenge.
Listen, we know where you guys fall off. We know.
Yeah, we do.
So, Scott, this is about the time that we're going to hear old people farting because it's time for your closing thoughts.
I got it today.
Look at him.
She's got something.
I got a little joke again.
Oh, dude.
I just want to be silent.
And this is kind of like, appropriate. Man, no, well, for the content of the show. Man, when you have a bladder infection, you're in trouble.
I'm Dr. Brandon Brown, and I approve that dumbass message.
Phenomena. Phenomena. Phenomena.